like that, 3 drivers crash into the chicane coming before the harbour corner. Not a great start for some of the drivers. It's how Ascari would end the actual race.
Tremendous excitement. Ascari has overshot the chicane. The car has somersaulted straight into the harbour. Frogmen standing by dive in to rescue Ascari, but his blue helmet pops up over to the left of the point where the car went in, and he starts to swim towards one of the yachts. He is transferred to a stretcher and taken to hospital with little worse than a cut nose and a severe shaking.
However, since this is fictional, Ascari is able to continue. Greetings wherever you may be watching this coverage of the 1955 Monaco Grand Prix from. We ride on board once again with Alberto Ascari in his Lancia as he tries to navigate the tight, twisty corners of Monte Carlo. There's obviously big curbs. The track as itself overall is more or less the same as it will be for all the future. I'll show you a quick lap of the track while I try to learn it. Coming up to Station Hairpin, because there is no hotel, so it can't be the Lowe's Hairpin, it is Station Hairpin. Goes all the way under the bridge along the seafront. Modern day, the tunnel starts about here. The tunnel starts much further back, so it is a much shorter tunnel. As we saw, there is a chicane, just a smaller one onto the seafront. Have to be careful with Harbour Corner because it is a small jump if you take it too fast. It's a simple run down to the final corner. Down to the final corner of Anthony Nodes. Around the hairpin. That is a lap of Monte Carlo. Once again, the way qualifying format, the way that the weekend works is that we have a 20-minute practice session. It's currently 15 minutes remaining, and the fastest driver of this session will start at the front of Sunday's grid. So we shall leave Alberto Ascari for the time being to try and get a good lap time, and so he can also figure out what he might need to adjust with the car. With a commanding qualifying, Alberto Ascari takes pole position alongside his teammate Luigi Volosetti, who appears to be starting ahead. However, he is on the dirty side of the track. Sterling Moss in the Silver Arrow Mercedes starts second, along with Piero Tafuri, Andre Simon in the Maserati, Lawrence McLean in the Maserati, Jos 14 Gottiera in the Ferrari, Carl King in the Mercedes, Marus Cinganati in the Ferrari, and Eugene Castronelso in the Lancia is 10th. Snell, Hawthorne, Horton, are 11th, 12th, 13th. Juan Manuel Fangio in the Mercedes, and the slowest Mercedes is 14th. De Silva, Farina, Salvadori, Poilet, Gould, Lucas, Fairman, McAlpine, Collins, Berra, Rossa, and Finch at the back of the grid. It is a 25-lap race around the streets of Monte Carlo. And away the drivers go. Ascari particularly annoyed about being put on the outside and then technically behind his teammate who finished second. While this is happening, Sterling Moss has managed to get the jump on the Italian. Ascari looking at all sides to try and pass the Mercedes, but the streets of Monaco were too short. Gene Castanelli in the third Lancia has been retired from the race after failing to start. They come now for the first time into station hairpin. Moss running very wide with Ascari trying to go down the inside. Oh, but Moss hits the curb and bumps into the Italian. Definitely some dented fenders on their cars there. As they come now to the chicane onto the seafront. Very tight chicane which Sterling Moss gets slightly wrong, handing the place to the Italian. It is now a Lancia 1-2. Ascari trying much later into the braking into Antonio's hairpin. Two Lancias are side by side. Valenti, I think his name, I have no idea. Measures to pull ahead of Ascari. Down the inside. Ascari tries to put it down the inside and before the tunnel. Small bit of opposite lock from the Italian means he loses ground. So front of the needle, it is a Lancia 1-2 with a Mercedes directly behind them. Ascari once again trying down the inside. And once again the two Lancias touch. Merely because that's as far as Ascari's turning circle will allow him. The two Lancia drivers need to be careful they don't get tangled up on each other with the Mercedes directly behind them. Ascari looking for a way up the hill towards the casino, but there's no way past. Maybe at the casino. He tries and bumps his teammate. There were some strong words back in Italy. Remember, the Ferrari teammate is still second, ahead of the Mercedes. Ascari locks up and goes slightly wide at the hairpin, but keeps the position. Oh! Disaster at the harbour as Mike Hawthorne crashes and causes one of the lapped cars and Alberto Ascari to go into the side of him. This is Giuseppe Farina, I believe. Yep. Now this has allowed the second place car to be able to catch up. All because of Mike Hawthorne's accident. This is Ascari coming up now to lap McAlpine. Britain quite rightly getting out of the way as he is a lapped car. Ascari is a comfortable 11 seconds ahead of his teammate. Still with about 10 laps to go. And an accident, the number 44 Maserati. Once again, Ascari appears to be struggling with his tyres. Ascari tries looking for his pit box but can't find it. He'll have to go around and try and find it again. He does have a 25-second lead, however it does take a long time for the pit crews to be able to change the tyres. But perhaps with fresher rubber, Ascari believes that he can be quicker and catch up to the two cars behind him. Ascari makes his way back round to the pit lane. Attempts to find his pit box. The team get to work. Apparently not. The team do not get a chance to work on Ascari's car. He has to go back out on the same tyre. However, this time he is his teammates, the car behind, is much closer. They may not be able to afford another pit stop. Ascari wants to try one more time. He knows it's a risk, but he thinks the benefits of it will pay off. Will the team be able to service his car? Ascari gets his car serviced. However, the Mercedes has managed to go through. There are 6 laps to go, and Ascari must try and catch up to the silver arrow that has since passed him. Which also never gave the Gordini, that is just a lap down. Ascari has caught up to the Mercedes. Tries to have a look down the inside of the casino. It doesn't have the pull away. They're both stuck behind the cockpit. But the German goes wide, allowing Ascari through. The cocknut is causing problems for both the pair of them. Ascari finds his way through, so does the Mercedes. So he just goes around the outside of the thing, but gets tagged by the wall, allowing Ascari to power away. Looks like Ascari was right to back out of that corner. In the real race, this would be the only race, apart from the following race, which is the Indianapolis 500, that the Mercedes would not win. Disaster for Ascari as he spins and goes for a swim in the sea. Thankfully he is okay in 20 seconds ahead of Juan Manuel Fangio. Ascari is able to continue round Anthony Nodes and onto the final lap of the Monaco Grand Prix. Many retirements here in Monte Carlo, because you have to be alert. On a street track you have to be alert, and many of the drivers were not. It's absolutely incredible seeing effectively what are these souped up road cars racing around Monaco as if it was a day event, and then also remembering that the modern day jet fighters that are used will also race on the same bits of tarmac. Many people don't like the Grand Prix of Monaco, saying that it's boring and no overtaking happens. Just the nostalgia factor of knowing that this is what it used to be, and it has continued to be like this, makes this one of the greatest races on the calendar. Chicane onto the harbour he goes for the final time. Through harbour corner. Just missing the wall, and then he comes along the seafront to turn round Anthony Nodes for the final time. This is a hard fought victory for Alberto Ascari in the Lancia, which in real life would be Alberto Ascari's final race, as 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks, 4 days after the real Monaco Grand Prix race in 1955, Alberto Ascari will be testing sports cars at Monza and will tragically be killed. So Alberto Ascari will take the checkered flag and win the Grand Prix of Monaco, followed by Juan Manuel Fangio. Maurice Chintangali in the Ferrari was third. Carl Kling in the Mercedes was fourth. And Jose Freno Gonzalez in the Ferrari was fifth. Ken Watson in the Van Wall sixth. Ronaldo da Silva in the Gordini was seventh, along with Jacques Paulet, Jean Lucas and Jacques Fermin in the Cognauts, and the final finisher was Keith McAlpine in the Cognaut Type B. And that is the 1955 Grand Prix of Monte Carlo. I hope you have enjoyed this broadcast and are still enjoying the rather different approach to the commentary to be able to make it sound like a 1950s commentator. The following race will be across the pond in America for the Indianapolis 500.